Hey there, it's Kathy with Be Creative with Kathy, and in this video I'm going to show you how I put together the April Stamp Club card packet. So let's get right started. We got the Beautiful Butterflies bundle. That's what we're going to use. We're going to use the embossing folder, the dies, and the stamp set. Okay, let's go through and see what we have here for pieces and parts, and we're going to kind of separate them and get the 2 cards ready. This is the 3rd card I had in your packet, which I hope you liked it. I thought it turned out pretty cute. Okay, let's go on. I'm going to move these ahead, or out of the way, I mean. So we have 2 card bases, both in Pretty in Pink. They look like this, right? And we're going to take, oh no, so this is card 1, this would be card 2. Okay, that's how we're going to start. Now we have a piece, oh, this should be in my packet and it was set aside. We have a piece of Pretty in Pink. We're going to take that large butterfly body from the die set here, this one, and you need to cut out 2 of those butterfly bodies, 1 for each card. So I've done that in advance, so you don't have to stop and watch me because it's going to take quite a while maybe to get all the die cutting done with the other pieces. And so we have 1 butterfly body for each card. That's what you're going to do with that piece. And then you have a piece of this new beautiful brushed gold like this. Now this one, you're going to take this piece or this die from your die set and cut that out of your brushed gold. So then you have this piece, and this is going to be part of card number 1. Okay, in your packet you have a window sheet, a clear plastic sheet. That's good. Excuse me, that's going to be card number 1. And then you have a piece that looks like this. This is just a scrap of basic white. You need to take from your die set the smaller banner die, and you're going to cut 2 out of those. 1, 2. Okay, now depending on what greeting you're going to do on your card, I'm using this little hello friend, and since this is a photopolymer or a clear stamp, I'm going to do die cutting first. Now if you're using a red rubber stamp, you might want to die or do your die cutting after you've stamped it, but I'm going to keep that piece out because I need to run that through twice. Okay, so more pieces and parts here. So we have this piece of designer series paper. Whoops, and some embellishments stuck on there. I'm going to set these up there out of sight or out of the way so I don't lose them. And then we're going to actually use this on both cards. We're going to die cut it and emboss it, but I'm going to do it with the first card, and then I'll have my second piece for the other card. Then you have a piece of basic white. Now this piece of basic white layers on the pool party in your packet. It's very important that you remember we're going to emboss this. So make sure it's the smaller piece that layers onto your pool party. That's part of card 2. And then you have 3 basic whites, all the exact same size. 2 of them go with card 1, and 1 of them goes with card 2. So let's set this aside, and we will do the first card. Let's start with the piece of designer series paper here and do some die cutting. We'll keep this handy too because we'll do that too. We need this die from the die set, and we need the embossing folder. Okay, so when you open the embossing folder and you see you have your Stampin' Up! Logo on this side, this is the side that your die kind of places into. It kind of doesn't snap in, but you can feel where it belongs right there. Like I said, the same side that has the Stampin' Up! Logo. And then you're going to take your designer series paper and you're going to put it face down. Now, when you make your card, you want your butterfly. See how the butterfly is at an angle on my designer series paper? I don't want it that way. I want it straight. So I'm going to take my designer series paper, and I'm using the butterfly on the back. It's just a little bit easier to see. And now he looks straight this way on my card. So I'm going to run him through my embossing folder just like that. Okay, so let's put him on my plates first. I have plate number 1 and plate number 4 with my die cut machine. And I'm going to just take this and lay it on here. Lay this on here. Bring my die cut machine in. and run that through. Now this is going to emboss and cut that butterfly out all at the same time. So when you open it up, you have your butterfly that's nicely embossed. Now I'm going to set this aside. This is part of card 2. So I'm going to slide him in here with card 2. And then this piece that now has that butterfly, yikes, out of it is part of card 1. Now we need these 2 labels for both cards. So I'm going to go ahead and die cut those now. So with my platform, and then I'm going to put my adapter plate, I'm going to put my cutting pad. This just takes the place of one of those clear cutting pads. I'm going to lay this on there and that, and then put my clear plate on top, and I'm going to run that through my machine, and I'm going to just do it twice since it's right here, because like I said, remember we need one for card 1 and one for card 2. So there's for card 1, and let's cut out another one here for card 2. Now, since I have my die cut machine here, I'm going to go ahead and prepare that last piece for card number 2 so we don't have to get the machine out again. So, put this die away. We just need the embossing folder. It's a 3D folder, so I only need, well, let me put this away because I have to show you how I put it in the folder. Shall we do it later? Let's change my mind. Let's go ahead and make card 1, and then we'll come back and do the embossing on card 2 later. So I'm bring back all those pieces and parts in again, and I'm gonna bring in the adhesive foam sheets. Now, hopefully you have those handy. That's what we're gonna use now. I'm gonna find that window sheet. Here it is, and I'm gonna glue. Let me put these where I can find these later too. I'm going to glue my adhesive sheet to the back of my butterfly, or to my designer series paper, making sure that there's no glue going to get where the adhesive sheet shows on the front. I hope that makes sense. So using, I have to find it here, my liquid glue, I'm going to put just a little bit around that butterfly. And like I said, remember, I don't want it to ooze onto my adhesive sheet, so I'm going to be very delicate and just use a little dots on the small places, just enough to hold that in place. Now, if you don't have liquid glue and you want to just use a tape runner, that would be fine. We just need to make sure that it's going to stick down. Then I'm going to set my adhesive sheet right over the top, just like that. So now my window sheet, I think I said adhesive sheet, my window sheet is stuck down to my designer series paper. Okay, let's put on some of those foam adhesive strips. And what we want to do is we want to make kind of like a pocket or a fence, I guess you would call it, that's going to go around our butterfly here. And I want it pretty close to the butterfly. That way when I put my shaker pieces in my card, they don't get lost in the top and bottom. They really will be seen from all sides. So I'm going to just trim it. Whoop. Thought it went flying. It was really stuck to my thumb. And just kind of make, like I said, a little fence around my butterfly here to hold my shaker pieces. Making sure that there's no gap in between, because you really don't want those pieces to be able to fall out, especially when you shake your card. Okay, a couple more. This little piece here, I'm actually going to stick over here at the side, that way to help have that the same level as the rest of our card. And bring in another piece. Making sure that this butts up against the other one. We don't want any little pieces getting out. There we go. And this little piece, let's see if he'll finish. Oh, he does work just perfect. Now, how did that turn out? But there, so we have that. Then I want a little bit up here and a little bit down here, like I said, just so our card lays flat and doesn't have, I guess, a saggy corner, or I don't know what you would call it. But I'm going to take this little piece and just set one up here and one down here. Okay, so I'm going to set that aside. Now we're ready for that. Bring in that card base. And one of those two of basic white. These are both 5 1/4 by 4. So they're bigger than what would layer on that pool party. I'm going to take my card base. I'm going to fold it in half. Give it a good crease here. And then just adhere my basic white right here to my card base. And I think it's easier if you do this part first than trying to make the shaker parts and then adhere this to the top. So there we go. Okay, now I'm actually even going to open it up and lay it flat. Take my little shaker pieces here in the little baggie. There you go. And just dump them right here on the card front. There we go. Okay, I'm going to kind of spread them out just a little bit so they're not quite so tall. And then I'm going to take that window with the butterfly and make sure, see how some are where the antennas of the butterfly would have gotten in the way. We do not want any adhesive or any shaker bits to be stuck to the foam adhesive sheet. So I'm going to just check one more time. Okay, see, I won't hit any of it now. So now I'm going to just take all those backings off. Well, this one is being stubborn. There he goes. It got him there. Well, he broke. There, now I got it all off. And now this backing, oh, that backing's already, oh, we already took it off of him. That's why he's sticking to me. Okay, this backing, and we got that one. Okay, we have them all off now. So making sure that my Designer Series paper is centered on my basic white. Might get my head in the camera, but I want to make sure that it's got a nice border all the way around. I'm going to just take it like that and then give it a good press on those foam sheets so we know that there's no gap for our shaker bits to get out of their little pocket there. There we go. Let's see how we did. Yep. So there, now we have our shaker card. Okay, now we're going to just take our little butterfly here and some liquid glue. I'm going to just put a little bit, make sure all your little pieces, there's a little piece of gold there that shouldn't be there. Is that the only one? Nope, there's one over here, 2 and 1 here. There, make sure all those little gold pieces are out that should be out now. I'm going to just take a little bit of liquid glue again with making little dots. And just put a little bit of glue to make sure my butterfly body here, or wings, I guess these are the wings, these aren't the body, are going to stick to that window sheet. And not too much because I don't want it to gush, I just want it to stick. If you put too much glue, like I said, maybe I didn't mention, set it aside, let it dry, and then it won't gush. It dries sticky, and you can stick it down. But for the video's sake, I'm going to just go and stick him right there and give him a second to adhere. And now look how pretty our card is coming along. Then with the little pink body, I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of glue on the body, and then I just want a tiny, tiny bit of glue on the ends. There, oh, no, okay, come on, glue. Co-op. Oh, there we go. Just the smallest amount of glue. There. there, just so his antenna stays where we want it. And then I'm going to set this in the little space that it's provided, and there we go. There we go. Okay, now really your card is done, except we need to stamp the inside and we need to stamp those little banners. So what I'm going to suggest we do, because I'm going to do my insides the same on both cards. So let's do all of our stamping for both cards. So bring back in those pieces for card number 2. Oh, and this is the one, so this would be the inside for card number 1. This is the smaller one. No, this is the bigger one, beg your pardon. The smaller one, I noticed, still stays on my pool party, so this is the inside, and these two is what we want to stamp on. Okay, so I have somewhere here, I got a lot on my desk right now. Blueberry bushel ink. And the stamp that says, "Hello, friend." I'm going to ink those up good and just stamp them here in the center. Hopefully I get them straight or straight enough. Yep, looks pretty good. And let's go ahead and do the second one for card number 2. There we go. And then the greeting for the inside. Did I show you where these greetings came from? Dang, I can't remember now. Let me show you real quick. Not too long ago, we used the Birdhouse stamp set. Let me find it here. Oh, here it is right here. The Birdhouse. So I'm using this greeting here. I'm using the happy birthday, and that's where the hello friend came from. Now, if you don't have that stamp set, hang on. I'll show you the sample cards, and you could use other... Sorry, I want to put happy birthday right here. I can't do two things at once. Let me stamp real quick, and then I'll show you what I did. We did this card at my spring fling, and we used a little bit different. I don't think that's inked up very well. And I'll show you some other ideas in case you don't have this stamp set or you just want other ideas. Let me stamp my happy birthday right here. Okay, there we go. So I used at our spring fling a little bit different. And so I used on this card, I used More Messages, which is a stamp set that looks like this, and it has dies like this. So this one big die lays on the stamp or on your cardstock and cuts all of those pieces and parts out. And you can see that right here, always here for you, it says it's right here, and then it has the die that cuts that out all at one time. So that's one option that you could do instead of stamping it with what like I did. Another option is you can use these greetings for all mix and match Inferno packs, and that card looks like this. So I took the happy birthday. Now some of these are black or white on black, and some of them are black on white. So depending what you want, look at all those greetings there. That's what I did here. So if you don't have that stamp set and you want to do something different, that's just an idea. Okay, one last thing that I want to stamp on there is I'm going to take my Pretty in Pink ink, and I'm going to, oh, and I bet you I don't have a scratch paper here. I must have, yes, here's a scratch paper. And I'm going to just take the butterfly and I'm going to ink him up good, stamp him off here, and then just stamp him right there on the inside of my card. Do the same thing to this one. And they look like that. However, there's lots of different things you could do for the inside of your card. Okay, now we have all of our stamping done. We just need to emboss. Oh, let's go ahead and put this and finish up card number 1 before I get carried away with card number 2. We'll put this on the inside. Like that. And then I am going to use some dimensionals on the back of my greeting here. And just set that right here. Well, and I want him in the middle. I'm going to put him in the middle of my wing, something like that. And then those two little embellishments that you also got in your packet. Ooh, this is a dangerous. That is not the right. I'm not going to be able to find it. Oh, here he is. I couldn't find my take your pick tool. That one I turned into an X-Acto knife. So I'm going to just pick up those little embellishments and set them on either side here of the wordings of the Hello Friend. Try to get them straight. Looks pretty good. So that, my friend, Hello Friend, is card number 1. Right? So it's a nice shaker card, all embellished. Great to send for a birthday card. Let's go ahead and finish card number 2. So now we need to take that piece, remember this white piece that layers on top of the pool party, we need to emboss that, or at least I'm going to emboss mine, dry emboss. So I got my embossing folder here. Now this time we want the butterfly on our card. Where was the sample again? Whoop, not that one, this one, to be angled. So I'm gonna take my white cardstock here and I'm gonna turn it this way, kind of make him look about like that, making sure that all my cardstock isn't sticking out of my embossing folder, like that. Bring in that die cut machine again. Well, let's do plate number 1, plate number 4, because it's a 3D embossing folder, and run that through our machine. This time, without the die, we don't need to cut that butterfly out. So now it's just a regular 3D embossing folder, not cutting anything. It's just going to emboss your paper so it looks like that. Pretty, right? Beautiful embossing folder. Okay, now this is going to go quick. Here's my pieces and parts. We're going to take this and adhere it to the pool party. Oh, wrong one. That one's not open. This one, I'm going to just use a little bit of liquid glue here. And adhere that to the pool party. Try to get a straight borders there, and then adhere this to our pretty in pink. I'm worried that my adhesive runner, my tape runner here just ran out of tape. So I'm looking around my desk to see if I have another one, but I might have to just use liquid glue for the rest of the video. There we go. Now we'll go ahead and put this, and that one's dead. Let's see if this one's got some left. Maybe he does have a little bit in him. Oh, yep, here we go. And we'll take this and put it on the inside. There we go. Now I'm going to take our butterfly. Now this is the one that we cut from the designer series paper that's all embossed, and I'm just going to kind of curl his wings back just a little bit, just using my thumb and my forefinger so he has a curl like that. And then I'm going to kind of bend his wings forward. I'm going to put dimensionals on behind the wings. And then I'm going to put a little bit of liquid glue along his body. And there again, I'm going to just put a touch here at the top of his antennae, whatever those are, and lay him right over where we embossed on our card. So he covers up that embossed body right there, like that. A little bit of liquid glue on the back of our body. And lay that right over that designer series paper so it has just a little border. So now look how pretty, just like that. Now we adhere here this. I'm going to use dimensionals on the back of my greeting again. Let's see if I need one dimensional. Nope, I'm going to use two. I thought if your greeting is over your wing, since this is already popped up, you might not want that second dimensional, but I'm going to lay mine right under his wing, right there. Do we already put, yep, we already put our inside in. We just need to take our gems here, and once again, I'm going to just add them to the side of my words here. One right there. And that one, yep, about right there. And there you go. So there's our cards. Alrighty, so if you have any questions, be sure and let me know. Sorry it took me so long to get the video out so you could get your card packets done. Thank you for being a part of Stamp Club. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.